Great morning. Thought this past weekend, had a tough one with our first match. Really loved to see how we bounced back in our second match at Maryland. A lot of things to learn from. That's what Saturday, the day between our two matches, was about. Kind of diving into the film and learning from that and moving forward. I thought we did an excellent job with that, and we've got the LA schools coming in here this weekend. Two really talented teams. I think UCLA we have on Friday night already has 4 top 25 wins on the season, and a very young and talented USC team on Sunday.
First two starts for Eddie Horner, kind of how do you evaluate how she did in that weekend?
I think one of the things we value is growth. People that are, you're thrown in. I was going to say the lion's den, but that would be unintended. But your first start is at Penn State, right? And great crowd, tough environment, defending champions. They're down a little bit this year, but they're coming off a pretty big loss in another match that they had to squeak out, and so you knew you're going to get everything there from the players and from the fans, and it's one of the tougher places to play. It's one of the tougher places to win at. We've only been able to do that a few times, and I didn't think anybody on our team really particularly handled that as well as what we needed. I thought we got an onslaught that was kind of coming at us that I'm not sure we were quite prepared for, and I think there was kind of a welcome to the Big Ten for her. Welcome to college. It was her first start. A lot of things to learn from, and we spent a lot of time diving into the film with her and with the team on Saturday. And so what you want to see the next day is progress, and are we able to kind of learn some things from that match and carry on the second, and that's where you get really excited is when you see that, and we saw that from her. I thought it was an okay match for her, the first match. I thought it was a very much more in character, a lot more comfortable, being able to run the show in her second match. I think it was two matches that were great to build on.
Kelly talked about Saturday with the film work. Just what did you all kind of stress during the film and the day between the Penn State and Maryland matches?
It was a lot. It was a focus of the differences between the two teams behind the service line. I didn't think we served with a lot of confidence and aggression. I thought it was a big difference between how teams were handling out of system, one option and two option balls, and I thought they were a lot more dynamic. The film backed that up. In out-of-system situations than what we were. I thought our defensively, I'm not sure exactly what we were doing. We went rogue quite a bit in where we were at defensively, and I think those are times when you're pressing or you're worrying about the previous play rather than actually reading the game. It was a lot. Then we took a little bit of a break and then got back and started diving into Maryland. That was our Saturday was spent with the team, spending a lot of time into film. And usually we're not looking back when you've only got one day in between, but there was just so much that I felt like we needed to learn. So much richness in the film that it was probably a good hour and a half of focusing on what we did the night before, and then probably equally about as much, if not more than that, going into the next match.
Coach, what has been the impact so far this year of Alicia Andrew, both on and off the court, and kind of two-parter, what stood out to you about her in the portal this offseason?
Yeah, anytime that you've got, I think she was leading the Big 12 in hitting percentage in conference, and anytime that you've got somebody that's doing that, and certainly one of the power conferences, you kind of you perk up when they go into the portal. Her maturity's been really important to us. The fact that she's we've got 5 freshmen that are in the rotation right now, and I think at one point in our Maryland match, it was all freshmen and sophomores that were on the court, and so we're a young team. I think right now in our rotation, we've got 1 player that was on our team last year that was in the rotation. So we wanted to get older, we wanted to get more mature. We wanted to get more experienced. We wanted to get more talent. She brings all of that. Allie's is not only what we hoped we were going to get with her, she's exceeded what we thought we were going to get from her on and off the court. And I don't know if that's rare, but you get pretty excited when you get somebody that exceeds what you're hoping you're going to get out of them.
Uncharacteristic night for Mimi on Friday. Kind of, what did you take away from that, and is there kind of a learning opportunity for her out of that, since they did better against her than probably anybody else this season?
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I think it was probably her first match, her only match at this part there where it was probably subpar for her. She's put together an amazing season. I don't think that tells us anything. It was a tough match for her, as it was for most of the people that were in our jersey. And so you move on, right? And I was really happy. I was really excited to see how she and the others were going to respond on Sunday. And I think there was a strength that came out. There was a determination and resiliency. I told those guys, every elite player I've had, you have those kind of matches, but it's what defines you is how you respond.
How have you seen Charlie kind of still contribute as on the sideline, and any update on her status?
No, I'd say she's a pretty enthusiastic human, and she's got some dance moves that are happening over there on the sideline. It looks like when I go back and watch the film. You hear her having, we're at our serve and pass at Maryland on Saturday, and she's in there kind of talking during the matches, during the timeouts. She's, at times pulling Addie aside and giving her some feedback and information. Progress-wise, I don't know. She's getting a little bit of range of motion, which is kind of nice, but do we have a timeline or anything? We're just nowhere near that. It'd be nice to get her back this season, but that's probably TBD. I would say at this point. There's no practicing that's happening right now.
So another injury, but just with Grace, I think you said that was the last week. You're kind of like week to week, if I'm not mistaken, for Grace Egan. Just like where is she? Because you saw her dressed, watching on TV, but just what's her status going forward, and how you feeling about this upcoming week?
She's getting close. She's doing quite a bit more. We'll probably have a ramp up this week. When is she going to be available to play? At this moment in time, I don't know. But we're in a lot better situation than what we were this time last week.